We're talking with Larry Elder, and we're talking about the bad, the problems that we're facing in society. He's in California, so he sees them first. If they're not here yet, they're coming here. You've listed, Larry, for us two big problems that we're facing. One of them is breakdown of our society in two-parent families, and the second one was the education system. Do you have a third one, a third problem that?
I do. Illegal immigration. Since the Biden administration has been in office, we now have 5 million illegal aliens in this country. We have no idea who they are, where they are, and some number of them we've caught have been on our terror watch list. Lord knows how many have escaped who are on the terror watch list. There's a huge economic drain of illegal immigration. California has probably 10% or so of the nation's illegal population, at least 10%, maybe even 20%. And a left-wing columnist named George Skelton some years ago estimated that the cost to California alone, mostly educational benefits and health care benefits, because you cannot, because the Supreme Court asked about somebody's immigration status when they enroll in school, but they wouldn't be enrolling in school if the parents weren't here illegally. So he added that to the cost of an illegal alien. $25 billion a year in California alone. And that was some years ago. I would imagine the number is much higher than that. And the people who are most hurt by illegal immigration are people living in the inner city, those with high school or less, because almost all the illegal aliens have high school or less. And they compete against Americans with that same educational level for jobs. And they also put downward pressure on their wages. One of my friends is on the Civil Rights Commission. His name is Peter Kirsanow. And he says that 1 million more black men would have jobs but for illegal immigration. And the presence of illegal labor puts about $1,800 downward pressure on their wages, costing the country and the black economy almost $100 billion every single year. So it's a huge, huge cost. And of course, the burden on hospitals, the burden on schools, particularly in border states, can't be overstated. So it's a massive, massive, massive problem that I believe the Democrats have made worse on purpose because they believe at some point Republicans will say, okay, if you do reverse the anti-Trump policies that you hated and put the catch-release policy back in place and put Remain in Mexico back in place, we'll give you mass amnesty for a whole bunch of illegal aliens. That's what I believe the Democrats are doing to force Republicans to come to the table and do a deal they otherwise would not do.
Well, and you're right.
Of course, when you do that, Kevin, as Reagan did in '86, he thought there was going to be 1.5 million people to get amnesty. It ended up being over 3 million. And the deal was, okay, we'll do this amnesty, but please secure the border and punish employers who knowingly hire illegal aliens going forward. Well, the latter was not done, but we did get to 3 million illegal aliens who got legal status.
Yeah, and not only that, so there's two economic causes of that. One is we're paying a bunch of groups to bring people in. We're giving them, we think of them as charities, but all they're really doing is human trafficking. And the second economic component is the big businesses that are profiting from the illegal labor, and they're able to keep wages down. So there's huge economic component. All right, one more short one if you've got it.
I would. It's a tie between crime and the debt. In 1900, at all three levels, Kevin, you know this, government took less than 9% from the American people, around 9%. Today, it takes about 32%. And when you add a cost of mandates, the government takes at all three levels, federal, state, local, almost half what the American people produce. That is why we have this anemic growth rate, 2%, 3%. We brag now when it's 3%. We used to have 5 and 6% growth before the income tax and before government got as large as it is. But the other one, co-equal to this, is crime. We're having crime in all of our major cities, but that's also a function of not having a father in the home. Crime is up here in LA, violent crime up in LA, violent crime up in Chicago, it's up in New York. Part of it is because of the lack of fathers in the home. Part of it is the attack on the police, calling them systemically racist. They're pulling back. It's called the George Floyd effect or the Ferguson effect. Bad guys know it. Crime goes up, and the very people who are hurt the most are the very black and brown people that people like Black Lives Matter purport to care about.